And all of a sudden, I started working on this project with Sal Oliveri, who I sent a little voice message to of me singing on Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
And that's how this all came about.
Welcome to the 21st century, right?
Keep with me here, guys. I know it's a long story. And then Byron messaged me out of the blue and said, hey, you still looking for some songs for that project you're doing? I said, sure. Because we went through so many songs, Tony. We went through hundreds and hundreds of songs we couldn't find. There were some good songs, but you know yourself, they have to be great songs. You know, good songs don't cut it. So he sent some songs, and we picked like 3 out of the 5 or 2 out of the 5. Which were all great, but we picked what we thought were the best ones that suited my voice. And that's how the whole thing came about. And it was originally written as a Western swing. So that's how it kind of crossed over into swing.
Swing.
Yes, sir.
So, okay. All right. Now that you've said that, you're produced, your songs are written by Nashville Hall of Fame songwriter Byron Hill. You're produced by Sal Oliveri, a guy who worked with such artists as Pink and Chris Stapleton, who's an icon now. Tim McGraw, another Carolina boy made good. Lee Bryce. That's a lot of country on Sal Oliveri's resume. I know. Now, does this portend a shift for Paul Hughes? Is there a cowboy hat in your future, Mr. Transplanted Southerner?
No, I know. This is all weird, I know, but I'm going to tell you the reason behind Sal's thinking why he loves this type of music. Yeah, I'll tell you that story because Sal actually fell in love with this style of music. And even though Sal prominently kind of works with country singers and that kind of vein of songs, he grew up with this music in New York where he came from. And the love that his father had, his father used to be a singer, not professionally, but he would sing around the house a bit like my grandfather. And he loved this music. And when I sent Sal that little voice recording I sent him, he said, you know what? I think Paul's got something. And, you know, that was fantastic for me. He created this terrific team around me. And you know, the rest is kind of, it's just gone on from there. I've got brilliant management now. I must give Cynthia a mention from, she's the president of American International Artists. Thank you so much, Cynthia. I have a wonderful marketing team. And that is ZYK marketing team. Thank you. We've got Max Horowitz at Crossover Media Group. And, you know, the list goes on. And we have a wonderful team behind us with Sal Oliveri, the producer, Cody McVeigh, who is the arranger for all my arrangements. Thank you so much, Cody. Mr. Bill Schnee, 2-time Grammy winner Bill Schnee, who has kind of engineered, as you know, Tony, for the likes of Neil Diamond, Whitney Houston, everybody. In fact, I had dinner with Bill last week at the wonderful Sinatra's restaurant in Nashville. So, you know, if I've missed anybody, I'm sorry. Oh, I do have to mention James McGettrick, wonderful videographer, and of course, Bets Wilson, that took all my wonderful photographs at the very famous Capitol Records and in Nashville. So I think I've kind of included everybody there. If I've missed anybody, I'm so sorry, but thank you all. Oh, I do have to mention as well, Play MPE. Thank you to David Gratina. David Gratina, thank you to him. And yeah, the team are absolutely wonderful, Tony, so I can't thank you all enough. Thank you so much.
The man hasn't won a Grammy yet, and he's already thanking people. That's a beautiful thing, though.
I know, I know, right? But I have such
amazing team. It takes a village. It takes a village.
Absolutely, and you know, what goes into one record, people just have no idea, do they? I mean, it's kind of like, you know, it takes so many musicians to make records, and you know, you hear it for that 3 minutes or 3.5 minutes, and it's took like probably 2 months or 3 months to make that one record. So,
well, we're down to the final few minutes of visiting here. You did record this record at a couple of you recorded it in a couple of music capitals. Nashville, of course.
Yes.
You said the strings were laid down in Nashville, and actually a place, wasn't it like a former church or something? It was actually a beautiful church, and they actually turned it into a beautiful recording studio. Yeah. And the quality of the sound you get on the strings, because we actually, for this project, we did for the 3 songs, we did all the strings at Ocean Way Recording Studio. Ocean Way, yeah.
In Nashville, very famous. Willie Nelson's recorded there. Many great, Lady Antebellum have also recorded it, and the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful recording studio, a beautiful setting, and the sound that church makes when you hear those strings is simply beautiful.
And then you landed at one of the true icons of architecture. Architecture and music. The famed Capitol Record Studio in Los Angeles. And you actually recorded using the microphone that once captured that vocal styling of the great Sinatra. That had to be a surreal experience to be standing there in that circular building in Los Angeles that's been photographed hundreds of thousands of times.
On movies, of course.
Yeah, I mean, and to realize that your voice is going into the same electronic makeup as the great Sinatra.
You know, even when you speak about it now and you just said that about it, it gives me shivers down my spine. You know, it's kind of, I always say this about Capitol, it gives you a kind of, what's the word? It kind of, the euphoria kind of comes over you, and it's kind of, you get shivers. And because I've always wanted to go to Capitol as a boy, you know, and I never thought, if I'm honest with you, deep down in my heart, I never thought I'd even get there. But the fact that I've been there, and me and Carla went there, and we did, and we achieved what we did, to sing in that live room, that Studio A, and do all the brass section with the Gordon Goodwin big fat band, who I need to make another thank you to, because we had musicians like Wayne Bergeron, who's famous in his own right, trumpet player, one of the best in the world. We simply had the best lineup in the world, one of, and that was down to Mr. Bill Schnee, knowing the contractor, Dan Savant, and he got these great guys, and they turned up for Bill. So thank you again, Bill. And you know, I'm thanking people because, you know, it's still surreal for me now to think that I've done all this during probably the hardest time of our lives, during COVID. And my producer actually said to me, you know, are you sure you really want to do this? Are you sure you want to? Because if one musician goes down, it's goodbye, Charlie, and it could be all finished.
Yeah, the whole project.
So the whole project. And I said, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's get over there. Let's do it. And the Lord and everybody else will path the way, hopefully pave the way, and that's what he did, and we achieved it, and we've got 3 fantastic records, I think. You know.
And what's next? Now you've telegraphed it. Let's, in the little bit of time we have left, what's next from this beautiful record, this beautiful entree, and My Lucky Stars? What's next for Paul Hughes?
Next, well, my first single came out on the 5th of June. So if you haven't seen the song, you can go on YouTube. I'd love you to subscribe, because the more subscribers I have, the more chance it gets out to further people, and more people. Same with you, I guess, Tony, with your podcast.
Right.
Subscribers is the main thing.
And that's so important, because this is an independent project for you. You own this project.
Yes.
And this is something that you and Carla, this is a labor of love for you guys.
Absolutely.
It is a chance for you to make your dreams on your terms. And so that's why it's so important for folks to get out there and support the record. Get out there and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Please do.
And download that record, buy it, download it, get it, add it to your collection. It's worth it, that's for sure. So what's next?
Next is a song that my producer, when we were going through all the songs, he said, I think I've got this song, and it was written by Kathy Lee Gifford. As you know, she was a huge morning host in America, not well known in England, of course, but she was on Regis and Kathy Lee, wasn't she?
Yes, she was. She was co-host with Regis Philbin.
Yeah, morning show, and she's got her own wine label now, right?
She does. Matt was married to the great Frank Gifford,
yes,
great broadcaster, great great athlete. So
yes. He said to me, there's a song. It was called "Then Came You." Now that's going to be released probably between the 17th and the 23rd of July. We don't know the exact date yet, but I'll be sure to let you know. But if you look out for it, it's called "Then Came You." We've done a beautiful arrangement. Cody did a marvelous job. Sal did a brilliant job producing it, and I think I'd like to think that I did an okay job singing it. So
well, I got to say, I hope it doesn't violate the rules, but I'll tell folks, I did get a sneak peek of it, and I will tell you, the vocals are impeccable.
Well, thank you so much.
The strings sent shivers down my spine, because the strings arrangement on it is just beautiful. And this is going to be a magnificent follow-up, and I do hope that your dreams that began as an 8-year-old, singing in the social club and
smoky social clubs.
Smoky social clubs. I do hope that this dream comes true for you, Paul, because
thank you so much, Tony.
Because we all, and I'm living my dream every day, and we all have a right, and we all have the opportunity, and that's what I think is so beautiful about this premiering on Independence Day, because this is the land.
Independent.
Well, yes, you're an independent producer.
Yeah, absolutely.
But America is the land of opportunity.
It is.
America is the land where dreams are made and dreams are realized.
And dreams without goals,
Exactly.
you have to have the goals first to achieve dreams. So, and anybody that's out there, I never thought that I'd ever get to, work with the people that I'm working with on this project. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It's surreal for me to have gone to Capitol and it's not like anyone can just go to Capitol. You need to know this person that says that, and they vouch for you, and that's the way Capitol works. It's actually only been open to the public since it opened in 1954, only twice to the public. So it was unique. I still pinch myself now thinking that I've been there. Even better than that, actually saw the microphone from Frank Sinatra, saw the case. It actually had Frank on it. When we get off air, I'll show you. But surreal, even now.
Well, I wish you all the best, my friend. Thank you. Thank you for being the first guest on the Southern Chord Podcast.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
And, on behalf of all of the American South, I'm now dubbing you an honorary Southerner.
Yeah, do it.
You're married to a beautiful Southern belle. We may as well just go on and make you a Southerner.
She is beautiful. And before we do go, I'd like to thank Carla as well, because she's been doing a lot of work behind the scenes. Thank you, darling. I love you dearly. And I could not have done this without your love and support. Thank you so, so much. And of course, thank you, Tony. I hope you enjoyed the cup of British tea that I made you before we went on air.
It was fantastic. I am, I feel a little spoiled now. I need somebody at Hopeful Cottage to make my morning tea for me. But thank you, my friend, and I wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much.
All right, that is this edition of the Southern Chord, the very first edition of the Southern Chord Podcast, and I thank you for being a part of it. I thank you for taking time to listen. I do invite you to listen to Paul's music and check out his YouTube channel, like our YouTube channel.
Please subscribe.
Hey, that's right. Please subscribe.